Hey guys, hope everyone's keeping well. Yeah, I was planning to do an update before now, but it sort of seems to be a bit of a pattern at the minute where I get a bit more time to myself on like a Wednesday. So I thought it'd be the best time to me give you an update on Henry and what's been happening. The weather is absolutely crazy here today. So I hope everybody, as awful as it is, staying indoors in COVID times, I hope everybody's safe. It's quite windy and manic looking out there, but anyway. Yeah, so everybody's doing well. Henry's generally just doing his usual self, getting me a bit more crafty and smart, um, running around madly, dancing around the place now, which is great. Um, Still haven't bought. Oh, I've bought his bed, just haven't built it yet. So he's still in with us at the minute. There was a night he went down to his cot and he slept in his cot till 2 a.m. So I think that night we were sort of thinking, oh, great, like a night to yourselves, just without being kicked or punched. But then 2 a.m. came, we're just like, oh, just bring him in. So we will get the bed. I think there's a wrestle of priorities over build the bed up or get the Christmas tree up. Henry found, I don't know where he found this, but there's like this cuddly Santa toy at the bottom of one of his toy boxes, and he pulled it out, and he doesn't say Santa but he says Ganta. So it's like great. So he's found it, it's now in the living room. Pretty sure he's dropping a hint of get the Christmas tree up, so we'll maybe get that up next week or so. I usually keep it till December. I'm one of those people, but I suppose now with Henry he may just want it up a lot sooner, but we might get it up. But we'd have to get the bed built because yeah, I need my sleep. But no, generally everything's going good. He was up again on Monday getting his bloods taken, and we saw Jessica, the nurse who was there when he was diagnosed, and we saw Dr. Kearns, who was the doctor that diagnosed Henry all those months, like a year ago. It's crazy. So we saw her and Sinead, the specialist nurse. So it was just really nice to see all them again. Like, I wanted to hug Dr. Kearns, but obviously with COVID we're not allowed. But it was just so nice to see her. I haven't seen her since even all the Bristol stuff. So and they were all saying how well Henry looks and how great we're doing. And yeah, whenever we're told that by people who deal with lots of different cases of this, lots of different children, which is heartbreaking that there's so many, but it's sort of nice to hear them saying that about Henry. I think they're still all amazed that Bristol was, in comparison to other cases, that his was such a short sort of space of time. So yeah, it was good. He got his bloods taken, and we don't usually hear the results until Monday afternoon. So get those done. He usually gets weighed, but they didn't weigh him this week. He was losing a wee bit of weight, but nothing. I don't think it was too concerning. I think they're just thinking that he's losing weight because he's just on the move nonstop. Like he won't sit down for too long at the minute. But I shouldn't complain. I want them to be like that. So and he's so funny. So yeah, it was really good. He gave them all high fives. And yeah, we got bumped into the pharmacist Niall on the way in, and I was chatting to him about that. I think in my last video I mentioned that medicine that he gets Mondays and Tuesdays, we're going to change the strength of it. So he gave me the new one. It's a bit stronger, but it's a lower dose. So he was getting 5 ml morning and night for those 2 days, but now he's getting 2.5 ml. And I was he mentioned that it shouldn't be mixing with any other medication to cause him to be sick. So he was saying that it's probably better he has it with food. It works better. So what we're now thinking is Henry doesn't have a big breakfast. Like, he just wants to play when he gets up, like, understandably so. He has his bottle, and we're still staggering the meds, where he gets 2 of them first, and then we leave it half an hour to do the rest. Dr. Karen said she was happy if we want to give that one a bit later in the day, when he has had a bit more food. So we're going to give it to him about noon, and then he'll get it at night. He's fine with it at night still, because it's obviously like now, because he gets his dinner, it's not causing him to be sick. So we've been trying that, and so far so good. So and yeah, they were happy to lower the cyclosporin further. So he was on 0.1 ml morning and night every day, but now he's just getting it once a day. So I'm like overjoyed that he's just coping so well with this medication drop. So I sort of asked the question, what, you know, if all goes well in the next couple of weeks and he comes off that, what the next steps are. And I think they're thinking about voriconazole, but because Henry wasn't like a typical kind of case, he had complications before it, before his transplant, because he was in Belfast Royal for several weeks getting that treatment for that fungal infection. So, and that treatment was the voriconazole. So I think they're going to have a chat to see what way they're going to tackle it. But yeah, I'm happy that he's coping really well with the cyclosporin coming off. And yeah, he's been doing great. So I can't really ask much more. But we got the results from his bloods, and I suppose I said in my last video about, I wrongly assumed that his bloods would be a bit different because the cyclosporin was coming off. But he's amazed us again. Even his fluid, like we haven't been reaching his fluid target for a good while now, since he's been being sick on and off. And I suppose in the back of my head I'm a wee bit worried about that because of his kidneys. But Sinead phoned and she said all those levels are great. So I'm starting to wonder if it was maybe the cyclosporin dose was, as a medication it's really heavy on kidneys anyway, so maybe that was causing those levels to be high. But she says they're looking good. So I was overjoyed at that. But then I heard his hemoglobin, I've got these, David wrote these down for me, because I was just probably shrieking with joy once she told me. So his hemoglobin last week was 99, this week's 96, which is fine. His white blood cells last week were 3.9, which I was just like, wow. But this week they're 5.2, so like that's amazing. Like it's still so funny seeing low numbers, but like they're going in the right direction even with him coming off this med. So his platelets were 159 last week. This week are 208, which is awesome. His neutrophils last week were 2.1. This week's 3.1, which yeah, I'm just completely overjoyed. Put that back over there. Overjoyed at just what his bloods are doing. He's just such a wee fighter, and his mood, we've sort of noticed just his mood and his playfulness. You know, he's like I've said it before, he's copying everything. Like it's getting more so now. Like we sing stupid wee songs to him, and he's now repeating them, sort of not word for word perfect, but the tones and stuff. He's just so comical. I love it. So yeah, he's doing great. So we're really, really happy about that. So I think the community nurse is going to come out on Thursday, tomorrow, to flush his lines, and then we're back up on Monday again. So we'll see what they say. Hopefully he's not going to be sick. His skin stays good. There's no rash. Like he scratches, but I think it's just sort of not habit, but just he's always kind of done that. But there's nothing on the skin where he's scratching, so nobody's really concerned. So yeah, apart from that, I've been doing more writing. I lifted my guitar yesterday, which felt really good, just to be a bit creative again that way. David he's sort of getting into some stuff that he's always wanted to do as well. He's so good, like he works in the health service as in the community, but obviously with COVID and with Henry and stuff, he's not working at the minute. But we had this really good conversation the other night, sort of like what makes us happy, like what do we want to do, what are we really passionate about, because we don't want to just drift along. You know, obviously we're in a season that demands our full energy and attention, and that's the case. But I suppose this whole thing has sort of changed our perspective on life, and how delicate and short it can be. I don't want to get into it, but like Henry's treatment was life threatening, and it just, when something like that sort of happens, you start thinking about all those things that you want to do that you've just kept putting off because you think you're going to have time in the future to do it, but you'll just keep putting it off. So I suppose you're sort of sitting, reevaluating like what we're doing, things you want to do, things you're passionate about. And he was a joiner before he was in the health service, so he's always loved like building and making things. So he's sort of having a chat and thinking, I think he wants to get into doing like building bespoke furniture, which I love. So I think I would love him to get into all that. I think it would be amazing. Obviously I'm a designer through and through, but I definitely want to get into more like my music sort of side of things again. But that was an ongoing battle of confidence. But I'm sort of feeling more confident in myself because of who I'm placing my confidence in, and all along it's been God. And in terms of my identity and who I'm finding, again, discovering who I am through all this, and I'm more comfortable and happy in who I am. So those things that I do that, cause you just get this sort of burning, or not burning, but just, I don't know how to describe it. You get this like buzz from doing it. I want to do more of that, and it seems to be always whenever I'm singing, playing guitar, really still whenever I haven't bought a keyboard, but I still want to do that. And designing, I adore designing, but I love writing now. So I actually started a new account on Instagram. I have so many. I know I've got Julico for my design stuff, which is my freelance work. Conquer is obviously all of what we're going through now. Like before, it was, I think I posted a story on Medium a few years ago now about how all that started, but at that time I didn't know what it was. But this is it now, and it's gonna be a book. And I started another account yesterday for just things that I've been writing, not necessarily poems or poetry, although I'd love to, but I don't think I always trying to get things to rhyme, and I don't think it necessarily works like that. But just things that come into my head, and I just want to write down that, and document, and share. Why not? I'm not going to be so, I always just be the kind of person that, I don't want to share that, people laugh, or make fun of it, and now I've got this sort of mindset of, I got to throw it out there. You can't please everybody. It doesn't matter if people don't like it. Just, yeah, it's what I want to do. So I started an account on Instagram, not really promoting it, just sort of sharing, or maybe not really promoting it, but I'm telling you guys. It's called Wrestle and Embrace, which the name of that came about whenever I was in Bristol. I was reading the book of the Bible, Habakkuk, and how it made me realize that life is full of just wrestles and embracing and just holding on, and just persevering and getting through it. So I kind of just, that name stuck with me, and I suppose I always kind of wanted to do something with it and didn't know what it was, but I think this could be it. So yeah, I started that account. So yeah, we'll see what happens, but I enjoy doing it. So yeah, I kind of just want to keep doing those things that we're passionate about. So apart from that, there's not really much else to report. Like, Henry's doing great. He's actually getting an eye test done today, because I haven't really mentioned for a good while, but as well as his JMML diagnosis he got around Christmas last year, he got the diagnosis of NF1, neurofibromatosis type 1, it's called, which is, it's like a genetic, it's like one of his genes is faulty, and it means that he is more prone or at risk of developing tumours, which are more often benign tumours. But because of it and the JMML, they had to rush for the transplant. but he has to get, I think we're going to get in contact soon with, or the consultant about that is going to get in contact with us to arrange what that looks like, because I'm pretty sure there's going to be assessments on that. Me and David still need to get tested in case we have it, but they have to do regular eye tests because a typical place where it can form is behind the eyes. So he's getting his eye test done today, and yeah, apart from that, it's just going to be waiting to see how he gets on with the lowered cyclosporin dose and what happens on Monday. So yeah, I'll keep you posted. For now, I'm going to go. David said have a bit of me time, so I'm going to go and pick my guitar up, see what happens, and just chill out. They should be home soon though, so yeah, it'll be a bit of guitar time and play time with Henry. So I'm looking forward to just chilling out the rest of the day, and this is kind of like weather-wise to light the fire and just chill out. So I'm gonna do that, and yeah, apart from that, nothing else really to say. So I hope everybody else is staying safe and well, and yeah, I'll keep you posted, and I'll talk to you all soon. Okay, take care, bye.